Lorinda's a very quiet woman. She's a woman of great character. I think she loves her children very much. I think she has nothing other than a good heart, and she was trying to do right by someone else's child.
Does that sound like a woman who should spend the rest of her life in prison for first-degree kidnapping and conspiracy and luring children? That's Lorinda Drake, everybody, and wait till you hear her story. It's coming up right now on Open Court. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Open Court. I'm Ashley Banfield. It's good to have you here with us on this September 11th. Please take some time today to think about what this day means and the people we lost in this country. We are in a case in Nevada today, and it's one of those cases that will make you shake your head. It was just about a year ago, in fact, almost to the day, that Lorinda Drake thought that she was being a good Samaritan. That's her story. Picked up a little boy wandering in the desert. I'm not kidding. Rashad Days, first grader, wandering on a road in Nevada close to the desert. She got worried. She picked him up. Then she ended up in a cruiser and ultimately in a courtroom for first-degree kidnapping, among other charges. How on earth does something like this happen? Jean Casares knows and has this report.
It was a mother's worst fear. Her child was missing.
When 6-year-old Rashad Days walked away from his school one morning, he was picked up by a complete stranger.
For an hour and a half, they could not locate Rashad Days.
Lorinda Drake picked up the young boy. Prosecutors call it an abduction, but the defense contends her actions were far from criminal.
This young child, of course, needed assistance. So she stopped her car and tried to help him.
Shortly after 9 a.m., Drake picked up her son at Joe Mackey Elementary School and was driving along a desolate stretch of road when she came upon the young boy.
You can go 1 or 2 blocks away from campus, and it's very scary. It's dangerous. I couldn't imagine what a 6-year-old must have been thinking as he was walking through this desert.
After picking up Days, Drake kept the boy for around 90 minutes before returning him to the school's Board of Trustees.
The most important thing here is that that child was not returned and that the police were not immediately called.
But the defense maintains that Drake called the school, called administrators, and called the police, notifying them of her every move.
8 calls in just about 90 minutes.
Drake is charged with first-degree kidnapping and faces life in prison if convicted. But her lawyer believes his client is not the one who is at fault.
God forbid somebody other than Lorinda, who had an evil intent, had picked up this child and he suffered trauma. The school district should be thanking Lorinda. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Jean Casares, In Session.
That's a very good point. Somebody might have thought to thank Lorinda Drake for stopping and picking up a wandering child alone and making 8 calls to try to find out the best place to take him. Does that sound like somebody who is kidnapping in the first degree, conspirator to commit kidnapping, luring children? Luring children? Maybe the school should have lured him back had they known Rashad was missing. They didn't know, even when Lorinda called them. All right, so the prosecutors, I guess, they figure they got some case. Imagine saying, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you the phone number of the person who is in possession of your child. Rules. Rules are rules. 90 minutes. That's just about how long this incident lasted, and the prosecutors are stipulating that 6-year-old Rashad Days was never harmed during that time.
Did you ever intend on harming Rashad during that 90-minute period that he was in your care?
No.
Did you always intend on protecting Rashad during that 90-minute period that he was in your care?
Yes.
So why is Nevada mom Lorinda Drake facing a possible life sentence in prison? It's all about those 90 minutes. So it's a good opportunity for us to take a look at the prosecution's timeline of events. Before 9 a.m., Rashad Days had been dropped off at the Joe Mackey Elementary School by bus. He told his first grade teacher that he was going to the cafeteria, which is amazing, that he was allowed to walk out of the classroom. And instead of going to the cafeteria, he left the school. No one even knew he was gone. At about 9 a.m., Drake was also at the school. She was signing her son Jimmy out for the day. Prosecutors say that as Drake drove off with Jimmy in the van, she saw Days walking along a road. And it was kind of desolate, desert on one side, not good in Nevada. She offered him a drive home. He didn't know where he lived. He's 6. He's 9 miles from home and thinks he's on the right way. He's actually going the wrong way. So instead, she figured she's not going to get any headway in getting to his house. She drove him to the home of Elaine Claremont, her roommate. At 9:25 a.m., Drake called the school and asked if a student was missing. Prosecutors say it was only after being told no, a student is not missing, that Drake informed the school, I have him. His name is Rashad Days. I believe he is missing. And she said she'd bring him back between 9:35 and 10 a.m. Claremont alerted the media about this situation. At 10:01 a.m., Claremont called the district office to say that Days would be returned there instead of to the school.
During the telephone call to Ms. Crone, Ms. Claremont says the following. She says, we have Rashad, referring to herself and Lorinda Drake. She says, we won't return Rashad to Joe Mackey because we have no trust in their school security.
So at 10:43 a.m., a school official says that she called Drake's cell phone and demanded that Rashad Days be returned to the Joe Mackey school. Lastly, just before 11 a.m., Drake and Claremont brought Days to the district office, not to the school, where Drake was questioned by the police in the parking lot and then cuffed and arrested and put into a cruiser. That's how it all went down, folks. Those are the facts.